Deshaun Brown. Deshaun Brown was in court for a pretrial hearing on a motion in the murder case against him. 22-year-old Deshaun Brown fatally stabbed his girlfriend, Nataisha Lattimore, in December 2020 and tossed 3-year-old Nilo, the son she had with Tonio Hughes, into the Ohio River. The boy was alive when he was dropped into the water. Surveillance video released by the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office captured the moment Hughes, who's the father of that child, charged the defense table, grabbing the defendant from behind and repeatedly punched him in the side of the head. 2 sheriff's deputies then wrestled him to the ground. Hughes was sentenced to 7 days at the Hamilton County Justice Center. Brown was indicted on 2 counts of aggravated murder, 1 count of gross abuse of a corpse, and 1 count of tampering with evidence. If he's found guilty, Brown faces the death penalty. Dale Williams. Dale Williams was waiting on his sentence at Mahoning County courtroom, having admitted to fatally shooting Elizabeth Pledger Stewart. Williams crashed his car into Pledger Stewart's vehicle on June 15, 2017, and then shot her multiple times when she got out. Police arrived at the scene as the shooting was taking place and arrested Williams, who knew Pledger Stewart. He faces up to 23 years to life in prison. Video shows a man wearing blue jeans and a black t-shirt leap over the wooden table and lunge at convicted killer Dale Williams Sr., who was being sentenced for the June 2017 murder of Elizabeth Pledger Stewart. Just before the victim's daughter was due to make a statement, her brothers lunged at the 62-year-old killer. A video of the incident shows pandemonium breaking out in the court as the 2 sons charge across the room at Williams. A man wearing red and a man wearing black jump across the bench at the orange jumpsuit-clad murderer. A woman jumps up and down and screams as the 2 men attempt to reach their mother's killer. They're stopped from doing so by court staff, who manage to restrain the sons just before they reach Williams. After the pair appear to land a couple of blows on the convict, the man in red yells out when a police taser hits him. Following the arrest, the public gallery was cleared by the security officers. The brothers were arrested and will serve 30 days in jail for contempt of court. Although Williams' sentence was delayed, he is facing 23 years to life in prison. Michael Madison. During a sentencing hearing for East Cleveland serial killer Michael Madison, Van Terry took to the stand to speak to the man who tortured and murdered his 18-year-old daughter, Sherelda Terry. Madison had been taunting and smiling at the family members of the women he killed. Madison, who has openly admitted he admires serial killer Anthony Sewell, murdered Terry's daughter as well as Angela Deskins and Shatisha Shealy. Their bodies were found wrapped in garbage bags in close proximity to Madison's Cleveland home in July 2013. Van Terry stepped to the podium and tried to contain the emotions simmering inside him. Terry then paused and turned to look behind him at Madison, who was sitting behind the defense table. When Terry notices Madison smirking at him, he immediately lunges across the courtroom to attack the convict. Courtroom deputies wrestled Terry as Madison and others scrambled to get out of the way. The courtroom momentarily bursts into chaos. Law enforcement officers dragged Terry from the courtroom. Madison didn't appear to be injured. Ohio judge sends Madison to the death penalty. Jason Howard. This is Jason Howard. He was facing trial for killing his ex-girlfriend and her 3 children. While he stood handcuffed in a courtroom, one man reached over the banister that separates the attorneys from the public to beat the defendant, and another man jumped the banister and punched Howard after court officers pulled off the first attacker. Howard, 24, tried to dodge the punches. He is shown on the video sitting speechless after both attackers were restrained. Hanzu is a cousin, and West is a brother of Jamelia West, 27, who was slain in Columbus in June with her daughter. Larry Nassar. This is Larry Nassar. He was an ex-gymnastics student who is facing a trial for abusing several women. Randall Margraves, whose 3 daughters were abused by disgraced U.S. gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar. 2 of the Margraves' daughters, Madison and Lauren, had just testified about their abuse at the hands of the doctor. Randall Margrave said he was a distraught father and cursed at Nassar, but Judge Janice Cunningham told him that was not allowed in court. He then asked the judge for personal time alone with the demon. The judge denied his request. But after hearing it, Margraves launched into a sprint toward Nasser. Court security staff tried to shield Larry Nasser. Margraves was tackled by 3 guards. Security rushed to stop him and grabbed him from behind before he was able to reach Nasser. Margraves later came back to the courtroom to apologize for his actions and was told he would face no charges. Nasser was sentenced to up to 175 years in prison a week ago after testimony from nearly 160 of his victims. Clifford Thomas. During the sentencing of Jasmine Gordon and her boyfriend Clifford Thomas, who were both convicted in the death of Gordon's 3-year-old daughter, Jamila Smith. The girl's father, Dwayne Smith, was set to deliver a speech to the court about the impact his daughter's death had on him. Instead, he came face to face with Thomas and attacked him, punching him in the head. The wild scenes were caught on video. Officers from Wayne County Sheriff's Office quickly separated the pair as loud yelling erupted in the courtroom. Jamila Smith died of multiple blunt force trauma injuries in September of last year. Her death was ruled a homicide. Both Gordon and Thomas were convicted of involuntary manslaughter. Smith was not allowed to return to the courtroom, but managed to avoid being charged over the incident. That was it for today's video. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to our channel and hit the like button.